I like bonds. That's a decent way of playing it. Manage your own risk. You run your own trade. I run mine. But I think the time horizon I'm looking for interest rates to fall, it usually goes through recession and through the other side. And so I would imagine that it's a decent trade for 9 months. But we need confirmation that this bloody bond yields are turning or the TLT's turning, and we're just not getting it yet. So it's frustrating as hell for me right now, but let's see. But I like it. Overall, I like it.
I also wanted to hit some questions coming in from email. First one comes to us from Muchir Hussein, and the question is, how important is the upcoming election for U.S. markets? How much is already priced in? Great question, Muchir.
I don't know. A lot of people look at this stuff. I don't really look at it. Are we going to get this paralysis of policy? If we do, it kind of means the Federal Reserve have to do everything because there's no fiscal, which is why they're trying to jam through some fiscal now to try and see if they can win more votes coming on the other side. I don't really know. Generally, split House midterms are very good for markets because the market, the policymakers don't get in the way because they can't. So in which case, the only people to drive the bus are the central banks. So generally speaking, it's pretty positive if the Democrats lose, part of this, whether it's the Congress or the House.
Here's one that comes to us from Alejandro Rodriguez. Raoul, you said Spain has Europe's best food. What's your next vacation destination? And he adds, you better try South American food.
So I'm planning some holidays right now. I've already got a holiday booked to a kind of wellness retreat spa in Mexico. So that's Latin America. I am trying to get to Argentina for Christmas and New Year. Still negotiating around mum who wants to come here for Christmas, for New Year, Christmas, trying to see, well, would you fly down to Argentina instead? I don't know. There's family negotiations going on, but I want to get to Argentina. I'm going to go to Buenos Aires and Mendoza. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Here's one from Life of a 40-something. Raoul, what are you drinking?
Right now, I'm drinking a LaCroix tangerine flavor. It's still 5:25, so it's not a glass of wine time yet. But I will have a glass of wine after this, and I think I've got an open bottle of Pellini Montrachet, which is a lovely one of my favorite white wines in the world. Come from Burgundy. These are white Burgundies made from Chardonnay grapes, but not like the heavy oaky Chardonnays that we get all else in the world. In Burgundy, they're uniquely special. They've got this minerality, this cleanness, this crispness, but this richness and butteriness. And Pellini Montrachet is kind of up there with the very best of those. And now there's different producers, more expensive ones. This one's not particularly, fancy one, but that's what I'm looking forward to. And I'll probably have it with some toasted almonds, salted toasted almonds that I will roast in the oven.
That sounds perfect. Raoul, I know you've got a hard out at 6:30, but I wanted to just give our viewers a summary, key takeaways from this conversation. We've covered a lot of ground here today.
My key takeaway is I think the economy falls very fast. I think that the asset markets have done pretty much a good job of pricing this in. I do not necessarily see another leg lower in equities, another leg lower in crypto. I think we're in that process where we're doing the retest, the head fake. I could be wrong. So I'm giving myself a 60% probability. I'm not like there's 100% probability, 60% probability or so. In crypto, I don't really care if it goes lower because I'll just buy more into this because as the liquidity cycle turns, we know how it works. I think the bond market is mispriced and yields will come down much faster than people expect. I think inflation will come down, unemployment will go up. I think the dollar continues higher for a bit and then starts weakening and we'll have a corrective cycle that may last a year, 2 years, 3 years maybe before we still keep going because we've got too much dollar debt. So every time the global economy slows down, you're playing musical chairs and the dollar screams higher because everyone's trying to pull the chairs away because they need the dollars. So I don't think that whole game is done. So that's kind of how I'm looking at this right now. I'm focused really on two key areas: crypto, which I've been allocating to because I really think we're at the turn. And I think Ethereum merge is a bigger deal than people expect. And I think a lot of people have just been washed out again.